Assalamu alaikum. These are, inshallah, different du'as that were combined, that were done by the Prophet ﷺ himself. And I decided to read them and to help in understanding the words. So we begin, inshallah, with the first hadith. Allahumma rabbana atina fid dunya hasana wa fil akhirati hasana wa qina adhab an-nar. O Lord Almighty, bring us the good in this dunya, in this world, in this life, and bring us the good in the hereafter, and keep the torments of hellfire away from us, and keep us away from the torture and the pain of hellfire. لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك إني كنت من الظالمين. O Lord, there is no Lord worthy of worship but you, and there's no one like unto you. I was from amongst those that had transgressed themselves. Allahumma ghfirli, warhamni, wa'afini, warzuqni. O Lord Almighty, forgive me and be merciful upon me, and grant me health, and keep evil away from me, and grant me bounties. Allahumma a'inna ala shukrik wa dhikrik wa husni ibadatik. O Lord, support us to be thankful, to be continuously remembering you, and to be doing the best of worship. Allahumma a'inna ala shukrika wa dhikrika wa husni ibadatik. Allahumma inni as'aluka al-mu'afata fi dunya wal-akhirah. O Lord, I ask you for health and safety from all, and security from all and everything in this life and the hereafter. Allahumma inni as'aluka al-mu'afata fi dunya wal-akhirah. Allahumma aslih li dini alladhi huwa ismatu amri wa aslih li dunyaya allati fiha ma'ashi wa aslih li akhirati allati fiha معادي واجعل الحياة زيادة لي في كل خير واجعل الموت راحة لي من كل شر. O Lord Almighty, perfect my faith. That is the orbit of all the matters that are the highest of my concern, and make my life better. That is the life that I live in, and make my hereafter better, that life that I will return to, and make my life an increase for every good thing, and death be a comfort from every evil thing. Allahumma aslih li dini alladhi huwa ismatu amri وأصلح لي دنياي التي فيها معاشي وأصلح لي آخرتي التي فيها معادي واجعل الحياة زيادة لي في كل خير واجعل الموت راحة لي من كل شر. اللهم إني أسألك الهدى والتقى والعفاف والغنى. O Lord, I ask you for guidance, religious integrity, chastity, and wealth, and to be efficient and satisfaction. Allahumma inni as'aluka al-huda wat-tuqa wal-afaf wal-ghina. Ya muqallib al-qulub, thabbit qalbi ala dinik. O Lord Almighty, you that flips the hearts, Make my heart steadfast on faith and on your faith. يا مقلب القلوب ثبت قلبي على دينك. اللهم مصرف القلوب صرف قلوبنا على طاعتك. O Lord, the one that changes the directions of hearts, let our hearts be directed towards your obedience. اللهم مصرف القلوب صرف قلوبنا على طاعتك. اللهم اهدني وسددني. O Lord, guide me and guide me towards the best of the actions. اللهم اهدني وسددني. اللهم إنك عفو تحب العفو فاعف عني. O Lord, you love forgiveness. فاعف عني, so forgive me. اللهم إنك عفو, you are all forgiving and love forgiveness, so forgive me. اللهم إنك عفو تحب العفو فاعف عني. اللهم إني أسألك من فضلك ورحمتك فإنه لا يملكها إلا أنت. O Lord, I ask you from the blessings and the bounties that you have and your mercy, for no one contains it but you. اللهم إني أسألك من فضلك ورحمتك فإنه لا يملكها إلا أنت. اللهم إني أسألك من فضلك ورحمتك فإنه لا يملكها إلا أنت. اللهم اكفني بحلالك عن حرامك وأغنني بفضلك عمن سواك. O Lord Almighty, make me satisfied with the permissible things that you had permitted from wanting the prohibited things, and satisfy me and make me from those that are satisfied with your bounties and with your magnificence and with the things that you give, away from seeking others. اللهم اكفني بحلالك عن حرامك وأغنني بفضلك عمن سواك. اللهم إني أعوذ بك من منكرات الأخلاق والأعمال والأهواء. O Lord, I seek refuge in you from the evils of morals, our actions, and desires. اللهم إني أعوذ بك من منكرات الأخلاق والأعمال والأهواء. اللهم إني أعوذ بك من البرص والجنون والجذام ومن سيء الأسقام. O Lord Almighty, I seek refuge in you from leprosy, mental illness, and other skin diseases, and from the most evil diseases. اللهم إني أعوذ بك من البرص والجنون والجذام ومن سيء الأسقام. اللهم إني أعوذ بك من جار السوء في دار المقامة فإن جار البادية يتحول. O Lord Almighty, I seek refuge in you from the companion that is evil in the place of residence. It could also be translated, O Lord Almighty, I seek refuge in you from companions that stay with us long term. For the companions that stay short term, they will leave. In other words, it's trying to make the duaa of seeking refuge in Allah Almighty from those companions that you probably have no choice from being away from. So you make the duaa, اللهم إني أعوذ بك من جار السوء في دار المقامة فإن جار البادية يتحول. اللهم إني أعوذ بك من القلة والفقر والذلة وأعوذ بك أن أظلم أو أظلم. O Lord Almighty, I seek refuge in you from the scarcity, from poverty, from humility and disappointment. And I seek refuge in you from me getting oppressed or oppressing others. اللهم إني أعوذ بك من القلة والفقر والذلة وأعوذ بك أن أظلم أو أظلم. اللهم إني أسألك من الخير كله عاجله وآجله ما علمت منه وما لم أعلم، وأعوذ بك من الشر كله عاجله وآجله ما علمت منه وما لم أعلم. اللهم إني أسألك من خير ما سألك منه عبدك ونبيك، وأعوذ بك من شر ما عاذ به عبدك ونبيك. اللهم إني أسألك الجنة وما قرب إليها من قول أو عمل، وأعوذ بك من النار وما قرب إليها من قول أو عمل، وأسألك أن تجعل كل قضاء قضيته لي خيرا. O Lord Almighty, I ask you for all the good, the soon and the delayed one and the delayed one, the ones that I know of and the ones that I don't know of. And I seek refuge in you from every evil, the soon ones and the later ones, the ones that I know and the ones that I don't know. O Lord Almighty, I ask you for the good of all the good that your servant and your prophet had asked for. And I seek refuge in you from the evils of all the evils that your servant and your prophet had seek refuge in. Allahumma inni as'aluka al-jannah. O Lord Almighty, I ask you to grant me paradise and to grant me the deeds that from the words, the deeds of words and the deeds of actions that get us closer to it. In other words, to grant us the ability to do the deeds of verbal deeds and the actions and the behaviors that it get us closer to paradise. وَأَعُوذُ بِكَ مِنَ النَّارِ, and I seek refuge in you from hellfire, and seek refuge in you from every action, verbal and behavioral actions that get us closer to hellfire. وأسألك أن تجعل كل قضاء قضيته لي خيرا, and I ask you to decree, to make every decree that you had decreed upon me to be good. اللهم إني أسألك من الخير كله عاجله وآجله ما علمت منه وما لم أعلم، وأعوذ بك من الشر كله عاجله وآجله ما علمت منه وما لم أعلم. اللهم إني أسألك من خير ما سألك منه عبدك ونبيك، وأعوذ بك من شر ما عاذ به عبدك ونبيك. اللهم إني أسألك الجنة وما قرب إليها من قول أو عمل، وأعوذ بك من النار وما قرب إليها من قول أو عمل، وأسألك أن تجعل كل قضاء قضيته لي خيرا. اللهم إني أسألك الثبات في الأمر والعزيمة على الرشد، وأسألك موجبات رحمتك وعزائم مغفرتك، وأسألك شكر نعمتك وحسن عبادتك، وأسألك قلبا سليما ولسانا صادقا، وأسألك من خير ما تعلم، وأعوذ بك من شر ما تعلم، وأستغفرك لما تعلم، إنك أنت علام الغيوب. O Lord Almighty, I ask you to make me steadfast on all my matters and to have the determination on guidance. And I ask you to guide me to what brings and guarantees your mercy upon me, and to grant me the matters and the actions that guarantee your forgiveness And I ask you to grant me the ability to thank all the bounties that you had granted me and make the best of the prayers and rituals. And I ask you to grant me a heart that is full of purification and a tongue that is always honest in speaking of honesty. And I ask you the best of all that you know of. And I seek refuge in you from all the evils that you would know of. And I seek forgiveness in you. And I ask you for forgiveness for all that you know of. In other words, of our actions. You are the one that knows the unseen. اللهم إني أسألك الثبات في الأمر والعزيمة على الرشد وأسألك موجبات رحمتك وعزائم مغفرتك وأسألك شكر نعمتك وحسن عبادتك وأسألك قلبا سليما ولسانا صادقا وأسألك من خير ما تعلم وأعوذ بك من شر ما تعلم وأستغفرك لما تعلم إنك أنت علام الغيوب. اللهم اقسم لنا من خشيتك ما يحول بيننا وبين معاصيك ومن طاعتك ما تبلغنا به جنتك ومن اليقين ما تهون به علينا مصائب الدنيا ومتعنا بأسماعنا وأبصارنا وقوتنا ما أحييتنا واجعله الوارث منا واجعل ثأرنا على من ظلمنا وانصرنا على من عادانا ولا تجعل مصيبتنا في ديننا ولا تجعل الدنيا أكبر همنا ولا مبلغ علمنا ولا تسلط علينا من لا يرحمنا. O Lord Almighty, grant us and decree for us the integrity in faith and fearing you Almighty in what will make it a barrier between us and sin and obedience. Give us obedience that would guarantee us and make us reach paradise and Jannah, and grant us the steadfast and the strong faith that would make all calamities in this dunya, in this life, easy and something we could cope with. O Lord Almighty, let us be joyful of our hearing, our potential to hear, our potentials to see, and our potentials of health as long as we live. In other words, preserve our hearing and our seeing and our ability and our health as long as we live, and make it what remains in us until our death. And let our retaliation be on those that have oppressed us, and give us victory over those that were enemies to us. And do not let our calamities be in our faith, and don't let this life be our orbit of all our enthusiasm and all our concern, and don't let it be all that we know about this life. And don't let anyone who has no mercy upon us be in authority over us. اللهم اقسم لنا من خشيتك ما يحول بيننا وبين معاصيك ومن طاعتك ما تبلغنا به جنتك ومن اليقين ما تهون به علينا مصائب الدنيا ومتعنا بأسماعنا وأبصارنا وقوتنا ما أحييتنا واجعله الوارث منا واجعل ثأرنا على من ظلمنا وانصرنا على من عادانا ولا تجعل مصيبتنا في ديننا ولا تجعل الدنيا أكبر همنا ولا مبلغ علمنا ولا تسلط علينا من لا يرحمنا. اللهم احفظني بالإسلام قائما واحفظني بالإسلام قاعدا، واحفظني بالإسلام راقدا، ولا تشمت بي عدوا ولا حاسدا. اللهم إني أسألك من كل خير خزائنه بيدك، وأعوذ بك من كل شر خزائنه بيدك. O Lord Almighty, preserve Islam in me while I'm standing, and preserve Islam in me while I'm sitting, and preserve Islam in me during my sleep. And do not let those that may be enemies or those that are envious of me to seek happiness in my pains. Allahumma inni as'aluka min kulli khair. O Lord Almighty, I ask you for every good matter that you have its lock. In other words, you control it with your own hands. And I seek refuge in you from every evil thing that you control within your hands. اللهم احفظني بالإسلام قائما، واحفظني بالإسلام قاعدا، واحفظني بالإسلام راقدا، ولا تشمت بي عدوا ولا حاسدا. اللهم إني أسألك من كل خير خزائنه بيدك، وأعوذ بك من كل شر خزائنه بيدك. اللهم بعلمك الغيب وقدرتك على الخلق أحيني ما علمت الحياة خيرا لي، وتوفني إذا علمت الوفاة خيرا لي. اللهم إني أسألك خشيتك في الغيب والشهادة، وأسألك كلمة الحق في الرضا والغضب، وأسألك القصد في الفقر والغنى، وأسألك نعيما لا ينفد، وأسألك قرة عين لا تنقطع، وأسألك الرضا بعد القضاء، وأسألك برد العيش بعد الموت، وأسألك لذة النظر إلى وجهك والشوق إلى لقائك في غير ضراء مضرة ولا فتنة مضلة. اللهم زينا بزينة الإيمان واجعلنا هداة مهتدين. O Lord Almighty, by the knowledge that you have over the unseen, and by the power you have over all the creation, bring me life as long as life is best for me, and bring me death if death, and you know that death was better for me. O Lord Almighty, I ask you to be a person of religious integrity and God-fearing during privacy and during being in public. And I ask you to be able to say the word of truth during a moment of content and a moment of anger. And I ask you to be moderate during poverty and during richness. And I ask you, na'iman la yanfad, a bounty that would never end. And I ask you to bring me satisfaction that would be endless. And I ask you to be content after whatever you had decreed upon me. And I ask you ease and a life of ease after death. And I ask you to be able to enjoy looking at your face and to be able to long meeting you and being with you in a gathering or in a meeting that is not in harm and or in a trial that brings delusion. O Lord Almighty, beautify us with the beauty of faith and make us from those that guide others and are guided. اللهم بعلمك الغيب وقدرتك على الخلق أحيني ما علمت الحياة خيرا لي، وتوفني إذا علمت الوفاة خيرا لي. اللهم إني أسألك خشيتك في الغيب والشهادة، وأسألك كلمة الحق في الرضا والغضب، وأسألك القصد في الفقر والغنى، وأسألك نعيما لا ينفد، وأسألك قرة عين لا تنقطع، وأسألك الرضا بعد القضاء، وأسألك برد العيش بعد الموت، وأسألك لذة النظر إلى وجهك والشوق إلى لقائك في غير ضراء مضرة ولا فتنة مضلة. اللهم زينا بزينة الإيمان واجعلنا هداة مهتدين ولا فتنة مضلة. اللهم زينا بزينة الإيمان واجعلنا هداة مهتدين. ربي أعني ولا تعن علي، وانصرني ولا تنصر علي، وامكر لي ولا تمكر علي، واهدني ويسر الهدى لي، وانصرني على من بغى علي. رب اجعلني لك شكارا، لك ذكارا، لك رهابا، لك مطواعا، لك مخبتا، إليك أواها منيبا. رب تقبل توبتي واغسل حوبتي وأجب دعوتي وثبت حجتي وسدد لساني واهد قلبي واسلل سخيمة صدري. O Lord Almighty, support me and don't support others over me, and give me victory and don't give others victory over me, and plan for me and don't plan against me. Guide me and make guidance easy for me to reach, and give me victory over those that had oppressed me. O Lord Almighty, make me a person of thankfulness to you, a person that is constantly remembering you, a person that is fearing you, a person that is obedient to you, a person that is humble and practicing humility to you. And to you, make me a person that is constantly in complete feeling during their prayer, and someone that seeks repentance. In other words, they're feeling the moment of dhikr, they're feeling the moment of spirituality, they're connecting themselves with the Lord Almighty during those moments of invocation. O Lord, accept my repentance and wash away my sin and answer my prayer, and make me a person of evidence, and make my tongue always speak of righteousness, and guide my heart and empty hatred, envy, animosity. Empty my heart from all those things. Empty and wash away hatred, animosity, and envy from my heart and chest. ربي أعني ولا تعن علي، وانصرني ولا تنصر علي، وامكر لي ولا تمكر علي، واهدني ويسر الهدى لي، وانصرني على من بغى علي. رب اجعلني لك شكارا، لك ذكارا، لك رهابا، لك مطواعا، لك مخبتا، إليك أواها منيبا. رب تقبل توبتي واغسل حوبتي وأجب دعوتي وثبت حجتي وسدد لساني واهد قلبي واسلل سخيمة صدري. I would like to correct the translation for this one. إليك أواها منيبا, a person that is constantly in tears while they're making the invocation and seeking repentance from the Lord Almighty. I previously said emotion and I couldn't find the term for it. So a wahan is a person that is constantly in tears while they're invoking the Lord Almighty, which is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala called Prophet Ibrahim awahun halim. Awahun halim, meaning he was making a sound of constant sound while he was invoking the Lord Almighty, a sound of tears, a sound of feeling the emotions, and it was a sound of an emotion, even though an emotion usually is soundless. But to be a person of aware is that the sound and the emotion of prayer went beyond being silent to having a sound while the person is making the dua, that they're really feeling it hard. Allahumma hasibni hisaban yasira. O Lord Almighty, when you hold me accountable, make it easy on me. Allahumma hasibni hisaban yasira. اللهم إني أسألك فعل الخيرات وترك المنكرات وحب المساكين، وإذا أردت بعبادك فتنة فاقبضني إليك غير مفتون. O Lord Almighty, I ask you to grant me the ability to do what is good and to leave what is evil and to love the needy. And if you willed and decreed a trial and a fitna, a trial on your servants, on the people that is, so then decree and bring death to me for me to come to you without have been in delusion. In other words, if Lord Almighty, you had decreed evil to happen on the people, then take me to you without me being or have been inflicted with the fitna or with the evil or the delusion that had happened on the people. So this, inshallah, those are the first 25 slides. Inshallah, in part 2, we'll do from 25 to 50, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. In a few minutes, we'll do the part 2.